And we should be live.
Hello. Welcome back to part 5 of the Mars Rovers campaign. Episode titled currently The Demon Road, because I'm not very creative right now. Last time the players did some things, ended up in a village, and then had the rather interesting encounter with some cultists who had summoned a demon. Yeah, that was a thing that happened.
And,
So
we helped them
yeah,
out
they
with
kind
that
of ran
summon.
off into the night. So I'm gonna transition us over to transition it. There we go.
Ooh, the trees are all spooky.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I got my coffee. Hello, chat.
Hello.
Oof.
Alright, so we're just missing Merc in search history, aren't we?
Yep.
Merc isn't coming, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Merc has other engagements and search is bad at answering messages.
Oof.
Which is a shame because they're both healers.
True.
Yeah.
At least instant healers.
Which is odd since for some.
Yeah.
Why can't our bard here? Heal that.
What?
Just nothing.
So, you want to start us off, Skog?
Yeah, I've kind of done my intro on it. You have run off into the woods at night.
Hey guys, we should wait a couple days until they're all sleeping and then go back there and finish what we started.
Finish
No.
what, midnight?
Methinks no.
You don't want
At
to?
this point, all I want to do is find the closest large town and form the guards so that they can hopefully inform the army or something that there's demon
not gonna be
summoners who
found
might
here.
or might not have something to do with an approaching undead army sort of thing, and
Yeah, as
just
far
pass this off to
away
someone else.
as far
Go back to
away we
normal
can
life.
get hammer from them is good.
Alright.
If you really want to just go back and yeet.
See, midnight, buddy, we tried the yeeting last time, and it got you stabbed, and it got him stabbed, and other people stabbed. And it wasn't a very fun experience. So I think
Yeah, but
yeeting
if they're
them
sleeping,
might...
I
Okay.
hit those guys hard enough to kill any other person I met twice over, and they just seem to shrug it off.
Yeah, they don't get hurt by cold drops. They
And-
pretty powerful.
Okay, anyway. Let's move forward on this map, I suppose.
I've lost control of my cart. This is terrible.
This is so
All I do
sad.
without being able to move cart jam.
Cart chin.
Stress. Yep.
Oh no.
Midnight, move your boy up.
No, I think we're just going to be moving forward unless something pops out to stop us.
That seems incredibly unlikely. Why would anything be on this random, very long stretch of road?
Able to keep up with us while we're moving 200 feet around.
Look around. Skog, you mind if I take a spot check here then?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I'm
anything
trying
like
to find an asset, and
Oh.
it's very deep in a list of stuff. You can see what appears to be a rider approaching from the north.
Oh no.
Like, approaching, so he's on the map, or he's a little bit beyond the map?
He's not quite on the map yet. It's as if he has misplaced the asset for it.
Ah.
I really hope he doesn't start singing Riders of the Storm as he rides up.
No, he's just gonna say, "Oh, they got you too."
Especially if it's the Snoop Dogg remix, that'd get really awkward.
Commit bath toaster.
Let's keep moving forward. Crass.
Basically, until Skog says otherwise, I am under the assumption that my character continues to charge forward at 200 feet a ramp, sort of thing.
Oh, not 200 miles an hour?
No,
Oh, no.
My
I don't.
character can get up to 240 feet in 6 seconds. I'm not sure what that is in miles per hour. I'd have to do some mathing.
I'll do it for you.
And no, a badly meshed other person is coming down the road, because apparently there is not the asset I thought there was.
Did you say 240 feet per second?
Per 6 seconds.
Oh, okay. So that's like,
30 feet a second.
yeah, that many. Wait a minute. No, yeah, that's right. That's about 20 miles per hour.
That doesn't sound right.
So hey,
Hello there, traveler.
Hey, can I get your torch?
I think we're both like actively moving towards each other. Can I roll to see if he looks like he's got any hostile intent towards us?
Sure.
What would that roll be?
Sense motive.
I didn't know we were British. Moving to the left side there? Alright.
Hmm.
They have the appearance of a messenger.
Are they messaging us or the town below?
That you're not sure.
Can I roll another
Looking
sense
for you
motive?
all over. Got something I'm supposed to deliver.
Not at this time, but as they ride up, they stop and sort of talk to you and go, "Who goes there?"
Who good? Just some people trying to get away from some demon summoning cultists that just tried to kill them. If you're heading in that direction, I would advise you avoid the town.
Well, you're heading the wrong way.
What do you mean?
The capital is burned. The princess has been
way's burned.
taken.
The other way's burned too.
Well, the other way isn't really
Well, then
burned.
the kingdom has fallen. Good day to you.
Oh, you too.
Okay, goodbye. Try not to get sacrificed.
Well, guys.
So, plan
I don't
C.
think we fulfilled
Anyone
the
have a plan
prophecy,
C?
but
So, should we go back and try and face the demon cultists, or go check out the capital?
yeah, I said we go and murder them in their sleep.
Okay,
I'll be honest, facing
Midnight,
an
that is
army
a
of
horrible
undead
plan.
seems like it has a higher chance of success, because at least we can kill some of the undead. We can't seem to hurt
Dwarf,
those
are you not
things.
the one who prances silently in the night with your dagger and your edge?
Are you not the one who literally got stabbed in the face by the people you want to try and kill?
Yes, but it's easier to
Yes.
stab others in the face while they're sleeping. That's why I say we go ahead and do some good old B&E.
Actually, if memory serves, he got out of that last fight unharmed.
No, Midnight got stabbed in the face.
No, my face is still bleeding.
Okay.
Yeah,
For the flesh
okay.
thing.
Let's just continue north, because we know that what's behind us is the threat, but we're not so sure about what's in front of us.
Now, that village in the
Yes.
fog could be the only safe place in the empire or the
That's
kingdom
not a
without
safe
knowing.
place.
Once it's
Yeah.
empty, it'll be a safe place.
Oh my gosh.
For all we know, Mayor just burned downtown for insurance money.
No, here's the thing, right? Odds are everybody sleeps. We take them on while they're sleeping.
Okay,
and-
you know, we found them in the middle of the night, very much awake and very much summoning a demon.
Yes, which is why
Yes.
they're going to be sleeping during the day, which gives us a double
Jesus
advantage.
Christ.
Do you really think they sleep? What
Yes,
if they
I do.
don't?
Everybody sleeps. Except
Crass,
for
start
elves.
moving forward before he starts to, like, move in the other direction, please.
Oh, for goodness
Oh,
sake.
trust me, I was
You
not
go
stopping
alone.
for this fool. Like I said, if not stopped, I continue to move.
This isn't
I
a round...
do not want to risk the slightest chance of them catching up.
Crass, I don't think it's a round-based thing right now. I think you can just kind of slowly move your guy... Oh, fuck. Crass, go forward!
Oh, hey, look, it's a demon. No, it's okay. He's friendly.
You're a
How about
dumbass.
How about no? How about the fuck no?
Oh, okay. You know, we could just talk to him, guys. He wasn't hostile last time.
I
Or we
don't
could...
trust him.
Or we could not.
No, it's alright. Stop. We'll just talk to him.
No,
He's not going to hurt you.
Midnight, you're retarded.
he.
You're retarded, dude.
Chances are he's aligned with the cultists, and for all we know, he's gonna throw fireballs at our faces.
He's not going to do anything. Just stop the car. Let me talk to him. I know this guy.
Crass, don't.
What's his name?
I had no plan to.
I want to roll me a spot check.
On it.
On it. Indeed.
Well, that's unsettling.
Oh, nice.
What's unsettling?
So, Alexander and Noah, you look around to see whether the demon had kind of appeared, and the only life you can see in the area is a small bird in one of the trees.
Is it, by chance, the same bird that was in the cave?
It looks quite similar. It stands out quite starkly in the rather wintry terrain.
Oh, it's a freaking robin again.
I'm going to take a chance here and just kind of shout, reveal yourself to that bird because it's making me suspicious.
It flies away as you shout.
That's what I thought, bitch. Okay.
Go ahead
Continue
and
running in a
roll
blind panic then.
bird watching.
I would
Well-
say that the I can blind totes. My thing hadn't scrolled down all the way. Crass, you notice as you're looking ahead that you reckon you can see smoke not too far in the distance. But it looks like a cook fire as opposed to a burning town.
Am I still seeing the demon?
No, it only appeared for a few brief seconds, darted around, and then left.
Alright, then I will start to slow as the pain of the many stab wounds and the fact that I've probably torn open the stitches I was given the night before or start to take their toll on me. Oh, and I've also got caltrops in at least one of my hooves if I remember right.
Let's make our way towards that fire, though. Because if it's not
That's the plan,
actual
just
burning ruins...
slowing down to normal move speed instead of blind panic running speed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Skog, are we going to transition or you want me to?
Yeah, I'm just making sure the lighting's set up correctly.
This looks kind of familiar. No, wait, no it doesn't. Is the fire perchance coming out of one of the chimneys of these buildings?
Yes.
Midnight,
there's,
you've put your character where Krass's character
Nay.
should be.
by this time, it is sort of quite early in the morning. The sun is starting to come up again.
No, you wanted to pull the cart. Get pulling.
Tesla.
What do you mean?
Skog, could you make Krass into a thicker boy?
Oh, no. Now, is this the same town that we just ran and fleeing from?
I don't think so.
No, it is not.
Okay.
That one was. Let me just check. Yeah, that one had like nice grass and everything, and was quite pleasant looking. Whereas the one you were currently in has all like fucked up, like leaf mold ground.
But all the
Alright, just
buildings,
haven't-
all the buildings haven't been burnt down, presumably, though.
No, it does appear that there is an inn and a blacksmith shop, and possibly some other buildings off to the north.
Alright. Looking forward. After so much in pain. One of you want to see if there's any place we can stay and rest?
One of you can
Sure.
take care of that. I'm going to ask the blacksmith some questions about these hammers.
All right, you see a sign up above the door. It says weapon. Well, sort of weapons spelt badly for gold. And you can see like barrels outside of just sort of mismatched odd bits of weaponry and armor.
Okay.
I couldn't be bothered to try and draw those the size I do, so I didn't.
hmm
Hey Frank, glad to see you're filling it well.
Is this the same blacksmith as last time, or is it just the same asset?
No, it's just the same asset because I have yet to finish my blacksmith asset.
Alright.
And if someone else is going to go in, because at this point Krass is just collapsing on the ground in a slightly bloody
So,
heap.
Scott, can I read the sign right here?
Yes. It is the
Alright.
sign of the old oak.
Try to help out.
Oh, tavern. Alright. I don't have any gold.
Can Teslu try to roll heal just to see if she can like help Krass keep somewhat together?
Yeah, you can roll a heal check.
Okay.
I've sweated out all
I'm
my
gonna use the
blood.
healer's kit to just.
Yeah, you can. They will heal a bit faster with your aiding, as long as they take it easy. You would like to talk to the blacksmith.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
welcome you into
so
the shop and inquire what your business is at this hour in the morning.
I wonder if you did appraisals, if you could tell me about any given weapon's craftsmanship if I showed it to you.
I can probably sort you a deal, yes. What is it you've got?
I've got two dwarven warhammers, essentially.
They're quite rare in these parts. Have a look at them then.
First I'm gonna give him the more First I'll give him the more like fragile of the two that was on the pedestal and ask him what he thinks of it.
He picks it up, tests the heft of it, and goes, looks at all the craftsmanship on the head, like the engravings on the handle, and goes, this is a fine piece. What are you thinking of for it?
Oh, I'm not willing to sell it.
Ooh, everyone's got their price.
Well, I need to confer with my party mates before I did anything like that.
11,000.
Well, what's a ballpark figure?
A ballpark figure is I'm not willing to make a ballpark figure yet, and ballparks don't exist.
Fuck you.
I like
Right.
hold. I
To
hold
be
out
going
my.
on with, just so you can take it back to your friends, my starting offer, 200 gold.
I'm gonna chuckle at this, and I am gonna take the hammer back, and say I'd like to show you the other one before I do anything like that.
All right then.
And I hand him the the one that was actually in the sarcophagus.
All right. You see his eyes light up as he holds it, and he goes, takes over to his workbench, gets a pair of lenses, and examines the again the workmanship and all the engraving in it, and he kind of lets out a very quiet whistle.
Hmm.
So, my friend, what can I get you?
Had
Breakfast on me, if you'll consider the trade.
what has piqued your interest so much about that item in particular?
It's just exquisite. This is a masterpiece. I know some people who'd pay good money for this.
How
It's,
old? How old would you say it is?
the age doesn't really matter, but this is the work of a skilled craftsman. I reckon this is worth a good 400 gold pieces.
You better get a solid gold dagger for that thing.
Do
Yeah, more
you-
like 40,000.
Well, first I'm gonna have to ask you if you even have the coin to back up this purchase.
Coin and kind. I'd say anything that's on my racks that will interest you. Let me know if there's anything you're looking for. I can help you out. I've probably got something here somewhere. There's more stuff down in the cellar and up in the attic. A lot of trade comes through here. Just not many people to stay.
So, Skog, there are like runes on the hammers, correct?
Yes.
I asked him if he might know anyone nearby who could decipher the runes on the hammers, or if he knows what language they're in, or anything like that.
So as he continues looking over them both, he goes, "Oh, I don't think they say anything. I think they're more just the patterns, like the ancient ones carved in rocks to show where they'd been." But yeah, so it's this is a much finer piece than your standard sort of 10 gold warhammer. So consider it. Yeah.
Do you happen to have a sage in this town?
I think he's off a few somewhere nearby. I forget exactly where. I don't have any trade with them.
Is he by chance has he by chance gone to a sort of meeting with other sage friends in the town to the south?
Oh, not that I've seen. He lives off somewhere to the north, up by the lake.
Okay. I'll consider your offer, but for the time being, I'd like my hammers back.
If you insist, but I may be able to sweeten the deal. Have to haggle with me.
Again, not right now, but I am going to heavily consider your offer because the prices you mentioned are very glamorous. Let's say.
He's offering you about 20 to 50 times the value of a standard Warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably buy I think a full suit of plate for that much. Let me check.
Yeah. See, my issue is that these are
Yeah,
apparently
you could buy a full custom fitted suit of plate for that.
My issue is that these are apparently some kind of key, and if he sells them to the sages, something might happen that is not good. So, I'm gonna take them and say, I'll keep in mind your shop's location, and could I get your name?
It says above the door. I'm the smith.
Wait, this guy's name is Smith?
No, my second name is Smith.
What's your first name?
Would you believe me if I said John?
I would,
His name.
to be quite honest.
What?
I feel like your parents are very uncreative, but I believe you nonetheless.
Yes, father never did have much imagination.
What was his first name? I'm sorry, I missed that.
His first name is John, last name Smith.
Ah.
I believe that's the
Wow.
most common name in North America.
I head into the bar and I sit down and I go, "So, barkeep, how much for some water?"
Water? You can take a bucket out to the well. We serve ale in here.
All right. Do you happen to know the goings on around the village?
What, this village? I mean, most of the village is up to the north by the lake. This is just it's just the crossroads. Best place for trade.
Good.
Have I been here before then?
But no, I reckon I'd have remembered seeing your sort round here.
The barkeeper yells through the main door. Wait, I haven't seen you. I saw it around here. He just yells across the street.
I'm just imagining him like going to the door and then just yelling that at the centaur and kobold.
I'm gonna step into the tavern as well, and I'm gonna ask the bartender if the vegetation outside has always looked like this.
I mean, it has all winter. So we get proper trees up around here. They all lose their leaves. Not them fancy Ponce's southern trees with all their fucking pine needles.
Yeah,
Fancy.
to the south, some undead knights came through and burned down a few sets of villages, and a messenger from the capital came and said the same happened there. The capital's gone.
Oh, aye, he stayed the night here. Don't trouble us.
You gonna be the next king?
Are you?
For
Nola,
a penny.
I'm just gonna kind of kick Midnight in the shin and try to convey to him, hey, maybe we don't tell everyone we meet our life story.
So I was born about 19 years ago in a village.
What's the strongest?
Are you
weapon?
buying, or are you looking for a room for the night?
Do you happen to have any wenches?
My God.
Well, they don't sell their wares.
Hmm.
I'm going
They're
to grab him by the collar and just start dragging him out, if I can. Do I have to roll something for that?
Will
You
Midnight
need to roll a jump to
resistance?
reach his ears.
No, he's sitting
Yeah,
down.
just pull on my tail. Oh.
No, that turns him on. We know furries.
Oh, fuck.
Concern. He is a jackal, folks.
Is
so,
the thing up and to the left the barn?
Yes, it appears to be a barn or a stables. You're not too sure.
Alright. Crass,
Uh,
I've talked to the smith, and he's told me that most of the rest of the town, as well as the seer, is up north near a lake. Or not the seer, the sage. Your wounds are pretty substantial, and you're our only transportation. You want me to talk to the innkeep about letting us stay in the barn for the night?
a barn would be good. A hospital would be better.
I don't think hospitals
Also,
really
I don't
exist
think I
that
can
we can
stand up
pay
at the
for.
moment.
You don't think you
Hospitals
can
probably
what?
are a thing. It's just we'll die of the infections we'll find there.
I remind you of a certain item you might have in your possession. With,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
lay on hands.
If you've not already used them, this
I
before your
believe
last
I
long
believe
rest.
those are things that
I
I
don't
have.
think we finished our last long rest is the problem.
Oh, that's a good point actually. We may have used them twice today.
Yeah, no. As soon as we started resting, we're like, oh hey, a cult ritual. Cool. Let's go see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can use them in the morning. Anyway, I asked the barkeep if he owns the barn to the north of his shop or of the tavern.
What do
rather.
you need it for?
We wondered if we could use it as a place of rest over the night.
Well, I mean, I charge for my rooms, so I'll charge for my barn. How many of you are staying? How many of you want rooms? How many of you want food?
Can I do a whisper check to the dwarf?
Wait, sorry. Did you say that you don't charge for your barn, or you do?
We do charge for the barn.
How
Yeah,
much?
hey, Scott,
How
can I
much
try
for
to
a night
whisper
in the
to
barn
dwarf?
for 4?
I could
For
use
all
some
of you?
food.
Well, actually,
And
cut
something
that.
to
How
drink.
how much for a night in the bar or a night in the barn for 3? I can stay outside.
I will also stay outside. I
All
like
right.
forests.
Well, it'd be
2.
5 gold a person to stay in the
Jesus.
barn.
Just for a night?
I asked him how much is a room in the
That.
tavern.
It's a good barn.
How much is a room in the tavern?
Room in the tavern, 7 gold, and both of those include breakfast.
Huh.
I
This is
inform-
highway robbery.
Yeah, I can't.
I inform
afford that.
Kras that we are too poor to stay in a barn.
You're too poor to stay in a barn. I got the money for me.
Oh wait, how much gold do you have?
5.
I'll take here, Kras, do you want me to give him the gold so you don't have to, like, walk your injured ass in there?
It would help, but it also might help to try barterings. You know, the thing people do.
Could I get you down to 3 gold on a night in the barn?
Well, it would be if it were just a night, but it's coming up for 7 in the morning. You're gonna be here all day and all night, so
We won't... Oh, that's a good point. Alright.
That's a good point.
No, I mean, it unironically is. However, 5 is a bit much for people of our social standing. I think 4 is probably better for the both of us.
I'm sure you can trade something in with the smith across the road if you need the extra coin. He might even have some odd jobs for you to do that he can pay you for.
I'll consider that.
Alright, well,
Kras, I need the 5 gold now.
Fine.
Yeah, we should really rest before we start taking up on jobs.
Well, this literally only pays for Kras to go in the barn, but he needs it, so. Here's 5 gold. Please let my centaur friend stay in your barn for the night.
alright, just try not to have him make too much of a mess.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'll tell him only to eat the straw if he bleeds on it. Alright, Kras, let's go. Let's get you into the
Lucky I
barn.
can't move. Oh, motherfucker. Is it gonna be okay if I lean on you a bit?
If you don't lean on me enough to crush me, and you think you can lean on a dwarf without, like, breaking your back, sure.
I make no promises of either.
Hey, Scott, can I see any sort of secluded brush areas outside of town that look relatively safe?
What do you mean?
Like some trees and bushes that look comfy enough.
I
that
mean,
nobody's gonna see me.
the ground's covered in like leaf mold.
Oh, so
and
that's
is-
good, right?
I mean, it's kind of generally cold and wet, but alright.
I was thinking, can I take my rope and my bedroll and try to make a makeshift like hammock with that?
I mean, you probably could.
Kras,
but
you can
it's
move
more
the cart.
gallows
Kras, you
if
can
you
move the
have
cart
the
in there
hammock
with
there.
you.
A rope does not a hammock make.
Kras, I'll move your cart in with you after we get you in first.
Thank
I'm
you.
trying to think. So, like, if I took the sleeping bag and then I just sort of wrapped the rope around it from over the branches, I could try to make a hammock from it, couldn't I? Like, just temporarily.
I mean, could, or you could, seek gainful employment and stay at the inn.
I have like 4 hit points. I think I'm gonna die walking in the door. All right, yeah, sure. I'll walk in bleeding. Hi, I need a job.
Where have you just walked into?
I haven't. Okay,
Okay.
I'll try that now. Actually.
No, I'll talk to him because he already knows me.
No. He's gonna ask you about the hammers.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'll walk in.
Yeah,
Hello
Tesla will
there.
walk in too.
So
Hello.
blacksmith, I've heard of you before. Your name is John, correct?
Aye.
Ah, yes.
For work.
I see you are a busy man. Perhaps you could use some assistance in the currency for some coin.
Probably come to some arrangement.
Well, how may I be of service?
How do you feel about sharpening daggers?
I believe I may be capable. What kind of prices are we talking here?
I can probably give you a gold piece an hour.
That's a little light. I was thinking 5
No,
gold
that's
pieces.
amazing.
That's a really not light. Literally, if you're gonna barter, just say, "Could you do 2?"
Okay, so I'm gonna roll a what is it?
Oh, Jesus.
Diplomacy, right?
Skog, am I
Yeah.
capable of like slowly pulling the cart by myself?
It's not comfy, and it's out of the ruts in the road.
It's only 200
Yeah.
pounds.
Only.
Okay, so
Wait,
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
roll a diplomacy then, I guess.
I suppose so, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna say 5 gold pieces.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
can.
No.
Don't say 5 gold pieces. Are you? Ugh. 5
Don't.
gold pieces per 1 hour
You
is
see what I
literally
rolled,
asking
that's
him
never
to give
gonna
away
happen.
all of
Let
his
me-
shit.
Let me put it this way, Midnight. You're getting paid more in an hour than most peasants make in a year
No, that's not the
to
case.
sharpen daggers.
Yeah.
So, Skog, what happened?
Crass, move to the corner so I don't run you over with your own cart.
I don't think you're in a position to haggle there.
All right. Well, when can I start?
He gestures towards the whetstone and a barrel.
Okay, and I guess I'm gonna work for the next. Let's see, how much is it? 7. That's 4 o'clock. That's a lot. Let's see.
Okay, while Midnight does that, I'm gonna make sure Crass doesn't bleed
I
on
will work
anything
for-
too much.
I guess 6 hours.
Far too late for that.
Okay, but like, you know. Could I roll a heal check just to like keep his bandaging?
What bandaged?
Yeah, I mean, Tazlu's already done that, so...
Yeah, but I mean while Midnight's working, keep it so he's not bleeding.
Yeah, you could probably keep an eye on him, but... So you could just try and do some
Ouchie.
haggling and let him sleep. As you've technically not slept since, like, yesterday.
Oh, I could sleep myself, actually.
Some food and water to replace the blood would be nice too. Just saying.
What do centaurs eat?
I mean, you've got supplies, so...
Okay, but what... Okay, sure, I give him some food, and I fetch him some water from the well.
Tazlu is also going to volunteer for the...
sorry, I didn't hear that.
Sorry.
Tazla wants to volunteer to do some work as well. Well, not volunteer, but
Yeah.
wants to get paid.
Alright, my friend, what can I do for you then?
I am here looking for work. I am Tesla.
Alright. You got any skills that might be beneficial to me?
I can hunt. I know a bit of sort of medical work. I can sing.
Oh,
I mean, that's nice and all, but that doesn't really help me much.
I am somewhat capable in trap making. If you do that,
What kind of traps? Talk to me about traps.
Ugh.
Well, it literally... Because I was making a kobold, you literally get craft trap making. So it's not overly specific.
someone likes traps.
Right, we're talking
Oh.
like pit traps, spring traps.
Wouldn't you make more money performing in the tavern? You think?
I
I
don't think
believe,
anybody wants to see or hear that.
I do believe best in compact traps, not improvised.
Real quality traps. Can't tell they're a man
That
at
could
all.
probably be a trap. No.
God, why?
Well, to be fair, most people probably couldn't tell what gender Tesla is.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean,
Oh
lizard
no.
folk don't have titties.
Yeah, that's the point.
Just wear a sausage around your belt. Call yourself a trap.
The Tesla's not already a trap.
I make traps.
You are a trap.
Maybe try in the inn.
Okay, you don't need traps, I see.
Oh, Jesus, the page on traps is big.
Are you in Dr. Layman's channel? Man?
God damn, you're really fucking chuckling.
Yeah, mechanical, non-magical
Hey,
traps.
Tesla, go perform in the bar. You'll make way more coins.
Skog, I'm gonna walk back into the smith's place and say,
Or not bar.
in the meantime, while me and my fellow party members are conferring about the hammers, do you have any jobs that I might be able to do in the meantime for a little bit of coin?
Not really. I mean, your friend here's already doing pretty much all the work I needed doing.
Alright. Do you know if the
Just,
innkeeper's looking for anything?
Fuck knows. I say though, you get back to me about those hammers, and I'll see if I can save you a lot of time.
Keep that in mind.
Also, Tazlu's just gonna waltz into the inn and say,
Hello, I am Teslu. I am performer. Looking for work. You got work?
Alright. What kind of performing?
I can sing and I can act.
Maybe come back nearer lunchtime when I've got some of the foresters in.
Okay.
It's a bit quiet this time of day.
If you need hunting, I also hunt.
I think the foresters will have that covered. They've got I've got an arrangement going on for who hunts what in these areas, so nothing gets overdone.
Okay. Understood. I will be back.
I will be back.
in that case, Tazlu's just gonna wander into the forest to sleep.
Alright.
I don't really know what I'm supposed to do right now.
Is that
Shit
poop?
themselves going into the barn.
Oh, no.
No, see, he put a bunch of red there, and I was trying to be like, I'm kicking mud over all of his blood so that the innkeeper doesn't notice. Stop bleeding.
That's not me doing it.
Oh god.
Don't piss yourself in the barn.
That wasn't me, I swear.
So,
Midnight. I know it's you.
if you guys have any plans, then
I'm probably just gonna.
as far as I'm aware, mostly it's that you guys need to have an 8-hour rest to replenish your everything. And remember that there is technically 2 more of your party.
They fell off
Yeah,
the cart.
they don't matter, so.
We won't go back for them.
I'm just gonna kind of take a nap around back of the barn, I think.
Alright.
Until, I guess, lunchtime, when Tesla starts performing.
Hey, what's his fucking face? Hey, Smith. Hey, John.
Ah,
Yeah, do you happen to sell any tents?
tent.
Yeah.
More the innkeep's area, that is.
Alright.
More of the things made of metal, as I'm sure you can tell.
Ah, that would make sense. You ever thought of making a metal house?
No, there's not that much metal.
So I think this is the part where time passes, right?
Yes.
Yep. It's now lunchtime. You have had half of a long rest.
It is lunchtime.
Okay, so I've been working for 5 hours. Alright, well, John, it's been 5 hours. Here's the daggers.
You've done one dagger in 5 hours.
I think he said daggers rather than
Yeah,
dagger.
I said daggers. Got it.
Right.
Unless you're saying I've only done one dagger.
Sounded like you said you'd only done one dagger in 5 hours.
No, I've done. How many daggers did I do, Scud?
Lots, and probably other
I've done
things
lots of
besides.
daggers. I've done the best daggers, and frankly, my
Midnight.
daggers are the best.
Sometimes the best things that are said aren't said at all. Just
Yeah.
So,
say that you're
Yes.
done working and ask for your payment.
May I have my money, please?
I'll sort that out for you. That's saved me a lot of time. Goes upstairs, comes back down with a small purse of various different coins that do total 5 gold.
All right. Thank you, John.
No worries. Just you make sure your friend gets back to me about those hammers.
Yeah, I'll try talking him into selling them.
I'll make it worth your while.
What a faggot.
Heard that.
Life is pain.
So it is now lunchtime.
Yes. Tazlu is walking into the inn.
All right, I'm just acquiring some more patrons.
Hey, Crass, oh, yuck. I'm gonna knock on the side of the bar and hey, Crass.
Oh God.
Can you lend me a gold coin?
Jesus Christ. No, he's literally spent all of his gold.
No, I can't afford to be in the tavern. I need 7 unmaps.
Stay in the barn. It's 5 gold to stay in the barn. That's what you just made.
Everywhere. No. Hey, Crass, can I have a gold? I'll pay it back.
Yeah, Tesla's wandering in. Oh God, why? That's a lot of people.
Yep.
Don't get social anxiety. It's a D&D game.
I'm not getting
These are all-
it.
These are all one person. Keep that in mind.
No, I think all their assets are mostly different.
They're all different.
No, go talk to 2 of them. See. Oh,
Oh yeah, they are.
I turned to the lady to the left of me. Hello, man.
Hello.
I turned to the guy to the right. Hey, dude, how's it going?
Midnight, I don't know if you've ever been to a bar.
Oh God, why?
But People don't really
That's
want to
advice.
talk to a random furry that just walked up next to them, usually. You know,
You've
and
seen
that's
the meme with the dog, right?
regardless of whether you're in a bar, to be quite honest.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Tazlu's going to look towards the barman, and she's going to say,
Is it showtime?
All right. What did you have in mind? I don't want you driving my customer away.
Is it fine singing? I got very nice ballad. Ballad of Fart the Dragon.
All right. Just don't go getting too enthusiastic and knocking over people's drinks.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I don't dance. I just sing.
All right.
Oh, can I assist her on?
Tazlu's going to stand on top of the chair.
Can I do a sign language translation for those who are retarded?
Probably not.
How much for a
Oh.
drink?
A drink, 2 coppers.
Skog, how many coppers makes a gold?
100.
Wait, what about silver?
10.
Oh, okay. A copper for a drink, did you say?
2.
Okay, I ask him if he has change and I give him one of my silver coins. Pieces, I guess.
Yeah. He gives you your change and he pours you a drink.
I'm gonna drink that drink
All right.
and try and forget everything that's happening behind me right now.
If you want to roll a perform check, Taslu.
Yeah, just gonna type up the essence.
Critical
All right.
fail. Critical fail. Critical fail.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
I slide the bartender 2 more copper pieces.
Oh god,
Yes!
it happened!
Skog, I slide the bartender 2 more copper pieces.
He refills the drink.
It fucking happened!
You start singing in your native language, which is mostly a series of growls and squeaks, which people just sort of awkwardly move away. You seem unfazed by this, however.
Thank you. Thank you. You've been excellent audience.
I'm gonna ask him for one more drink and ask if I can take it to my friend in the barn.
Alright, just make sure you bring the mugs back.
Okay. I give him the 2 copper pieces.
Well, look at it this way, Tesla. You've lived up to her comedy routine.
I'm covered in-
Actually, can she roll comedy to try and play it off as a joke?
That's so sad. That's actually
That's
so
ingenious.
sad.
I mean,
She's literally
try.
worshipping a god related to.
It's fine.
Sounds like someone just dropped V down a flight of stairs.
I ask Crass if he wants to drink this or if he wants me to spray it all over his wounds.
Oh,
In reference to the drink that I got him.
Well then. It would appear that Crass is asleep.
okay. Well, that's good for me. I can pickpocket. Oh, I don't want to go to the poop though. That's gross.
It's mud, not poop.
Can't
Probably.
tell the difference.
That's sad.
Okay, having ended her performance, Tesla's just going to walk towards the bartender and just say,
So, how much I get?
I believe it's a tip system for bar entertainment. If patrons will give you what they will.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to lean into the bartender and be like, "Hey, Barky, I have a headache after that. I've had a long night on the road. You think you could cut me some slack for 6 gold for tonight?" And I'm gonna roll diplomacy.
Oh, you can stay in the barn for 6 gold then.
You're kidding, right?
I'll happily take your 6 gold to stay in the barn.
No, I was thinking for a room in the tavern if you don't mind. I don't need the breakfast.
Since Kras is sleeping, Nola just drinks the third stein by himself. Or the third mug, or whatever it's called.
So, are you gonna roll against that, or just tell me no, or what?
He's weighing it up in his head.
I put the mug on the table and then walk away.
He nods to you. Goes, alright, I'll take the room for 6 gold, but you come back at evening, and you leave before breakfast.
Wait, did you say I have to cook the breakfast?
No, you've
No.
got to leave before breakfast.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that sounds fair. And then I give him the 6 gold and I head downstairs
Alright, it goes upstairs, but yeah.
or upstairs.
Yeah, you can come back later. Rooms aren't ready yet.
Oh. All right.
What? Never mind. Okay, let's just...
awkwardly close to the dwarf.
The dwarf is very scared of this and runs away into the shit. Into the shit that's actually mud.
And hides under the cart.
No, because if I hide under the cart, the bartender might think I'm sleeping in here and he'll get pissed that I didn't pay. So I'm not gonna do that.
Probably a good plan.
Okay, I'm just gonna like get a bucket of water and wash Kras's wounds and shit and blood off of him. And then I'm gonna lean up against this tree and like start a fire in front of me. Like a campfire, not just a random fire, obviously.
Alright.
Do I gotta roll for that?
No, it'll just take you some time.
Okay. Because this is where I'm planning to sleep for the night, basically.
Behind the barn.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
This is public land, probably. So.
There's a squirrel with a deep
And
to that
unless-
tree's gonna be real tempted.
Unless anybody else has got something retarded they want to do, we could just wait till morning so that Kras can heal back up and shit like that.
Well, Tessa's just gonna decide that she can't really wait for the tips, so she's just gonna wander off to the forest
He'll
again
leave the game.
and sleep.
Okay,
And
then
the
let's
tavern
let's
wants
let's skip till morning then, assuming like we've all rested well and shit.
Alright. So, you wake up in the morning. The bar lady comes and bangs on Midnight's door and tells him to fuck off.
I forget, do you heal con or hit dice?
I believe it's hit dice times con bonus.
So how much?
I'm not too sure.
Hit dice times con bonus?
I'll check.
So did I get all my health back?
How much health were you missing? Because this will be the same question for both of you. If you can give me a moment to.
14 points.
46 points.
Alright. Healing. 3.5. Okay, so a full night's rest, you recover 1 hit point per character level.
Ooh, per character level.
Wait, that's it?
Yep, and technically you've had 16 hours, as you've had all day and night.
Oh.
So you'd get back 8 hit points each.
Wait, only 8?
Yeah,
I thought it was 2 hit points per hour.
no.
Oh.
Don't I get extra from the healing kit?
Yep, that's been included.
Weef.
Yeah,
Okay.
healing is slow, unless you have
So
magic.
do I heal any extra then?
No, you both get
8.
Yep, you both get 8 points back, and that goes for all of you as well.
I'm gonna toss 2 copper on the counter
All
and
right,
say, well, it's
so-
morning, I could use some ale.
I'm going to go to Crass and use my magical healing glove on him. What am I supposed to roll for that?
Give me a moment. Just pull some more dice out. He recovers 6 hit points.
Crass, if you had to, like, put your health on a scale of 1 to whatever your max health is, how much health would you say that you had?
I don't know. That's kind of a obscure thing, but I'd have to say, like, I don't know.
What? What was the answer?
17 of 49.
Okay, I'm gonna touch him with my magical healing gloves a second time.
I
Alright,
need an adult.
gets back 5 more.
Alright, that's the best I'm gonna be able to do for nowsies, buddy.
It's a whole lot better than what I was feeling last night.
To imagine you can probably have had Gazal add some healing to that, so you'll be able to get second.
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
Where the... You thought this was a good idea? Like, okay, I'm just gonna hit the macro to see what actually happens. Nothing. Excellent. Alright then. That'll be... Okay, so you gain an additional 14 hit points back from Gazal.
From what?
From,
He's all killing you.
Oh, that's the one works. Yeah, so it's 16 total.
16 total, so that's 16 on top of what I just got then.
yes.
You're 33.
Okay. Crass, are you good enough to drive the cart up north?
Yeah, I'm definitely good enough to do. Who the? I'm feeling a lot better, but.
Hey, do you guys have those magic gloves still? I could use.
No, we've already used them twice on his injured ass.
Oh.
You could get Gazal to fix you up, though.
I think Azal just used his healing to get that little extra bit there.
Oh, can Gazal only do it once a day?
I think he did it twice.
Yep.
So, what did I miss while I was mostly unconscious?
Nothing.
I had 3 beers. The kobold tried at singing, and then a comedy routine and failed miserably. The smith wants to buy our hammers, but given that those cultists were talking about them being some kind of key, or at least I'm assuming that the hammers were what they were referencing there, I'm not very much inclined to part with them. So I think we should head north and talk to a sage, first things first.
Sounds about right.
Well, not like we have anything else to do at this. We have no money, no real destination, and
Hey, Skog, does ale heal any?
No.
Okay.
a whole bunch of people probably trying to hunt us down at this point.
I doubt it. Well, let's go see the sage.
Alright, get your cart, Cress.
Dazzle. Oh.
Didn't
I
know you
was
two were
gonna
so
help
intimate.
Dazzle.
Yikes.
He tried to sit on me.
The road
I won't judge.
it leads a little way to the north. You can see a lake
Is that-
shore.
Oh, is that roll Gazelle healing me? Or...
No.
No,
No.
that was me trying to work out how the fuck that macro works.
Oh.
Turns out it basically doesn't. So yeah, the road leads on towards a lake. You can see not too far in the distance. There's a pathway off to the side.
Here, ride us up
Where's
to
the
that pathway.
lead?
Ride us up to the, like, intersection. Like, yeah. Does it look like it leads to a sage's house, or does it look like it just kind of goes in a
You
direction?
can see a smaller cottage further up the hill to your left, yes.
Let's go see if that's the sage, fellas. And Midnight, move your piece.
So we really try and mess with more sages, considering that they seem to be a demon summoning cultist.
I mean, it's the best chance we got, I think.
All
If-
sages are demon summoning cultists.
If you want, I can go in there alone.
He probably have information.
No, I'll go with you.
No, that's okay.
No, I'm trying.
I'll go with you, just so that if he does try something, we hopefully, God, I hope he's not as powerful as the last ones.
Well, the last ones were 5 against. Actually, those were pretty even odds. Yeah, I hope he's not as
Yeah, if you
powerful
want,
as the
I can
last
just go
ones either.
alone.
So, do you want to go on up to the cottage?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Huh.
Here's your approach. Calls, come in. Take a seat by the fire. The day is cold.
Are you this area's sage?
Yeah. I've been for many years.
Okay,
What can I do for you, strangers?
right. Before anything else, I'm gonna have to ask you a pretty blunt question. Do you
Alright.
summon demons ever?
No, what madness is this?
Can I roll something to see if that was a lie?
Yeah, sense motive.
Get what you mean, but
Seems genuinely bemused.
Okay. I was wondering if you could tell us anything about a couple of hammers we collected by the instruction of a different sage.
Do any other sages summon demons?
That is their remit. It is not my place to say.
Is it a
Well,
common
this
practice?
one's not wearing the black cloak at least, so that's something.
Is demon summoning a common thing amongst sages?
I'm gonna place the 2 hammers on this table.
Alright.
So, is demon summoning common for sages?
Why, actually, yes, it is, my young friend. We do it all the time. For example, I could summon one right now to go some tea. No.
That'd be lovely.
visibly tenses.
Oh.
You mean those
You always
right?
ask such.
Yeah, well, we ran into some people who looked like sages,
I-
so they were summoning
right.
demons.
Skog, can I try my best to do a sort of sign language to him that Midnight's character is incredibly retarded?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I believe that would be a bluff. To pass a message without others knowing.
You can try.
If you have a problem with my character, come and kill me.
It's not. That's not really something worth killing you over. Sorry, what would I roll though to try and convey that without Midnight's character?
Diplomacy or bluff.
I'll roll diplomacy, cause I like that sounds less like I'm committing traitorous acts against my party. Actually, well, no, I've got equally horrible with both of them. So okay, so I just make a bunch of hand signals and he looks at me weirdly. Got it. All
He
right.
doesn't really notice.
All right. Midnight, what's your character's name actually? Fuck.
Me?
Alexander.
Alexander. Alexander, we've got more pressing matters right now than a census of every nearby sage.
Alright, I'm just a bit worried about the cultists who attacked us, that's all.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's understandable.
people who wear dark robes are people wearing dark robes. That's like going, we were attacked by someone wearing a hat. It does not tell me much.
Yes, I like your attire. It's much different than the other sages we met.
But it's not traditional for sages to wear black robes. Is that correct?
Do you know if
No.
these runes mean anything on these hammers?
Can see no meaning to them. I know several of the old languages, but these just look like intricate patterns, no more than. No more than the marks you might find carved into a table in a bar.
So, do these hammers hold any significance other than their fine craftsmanship, in your opinion?
I mean, they are exquisitely wrought, but I'd imagine they will only kill and maim as effectively as any other. So if you, I would be concerned that weapons like that might attract the unwanted attention of thieves.
Yeah, some another two sages told us those were the magic key to some prophecies that were told to fulfilled. Do you know anything about that?
A magic key. They don't seem like keys to me, but maybe someone has some very strange locks.
Well, do you know anything about this prophecy they keep going on about?
Which prophecy would that be?
We're supposed to head north up a mountain, find the key, which I think we have there, and then save the kingdom, but it already burned down.
It doesn't sound
don't
very
think it
prophetic,
said
but
anything about us saving the kingdom. I think it was something about our destiny was involved with that.
Maybe something like that, yeah.
I feel like they just blowing smoke up our ass.
who were
That's an
these
expression, right?
people who told you this prophecy? Or
Well,
supposed prophecy?
The sage, the first one was the sage from my hometown, and the second one was the
Oh,
sage
insert
from
name
the
here.
closest town.
Yeah, and they were both wearing black cloaks.
And then there was those 5.
Oh, yeah, some of the river sages do have an odd habit of wearing the cloak, especially the ones near Kavan. It is
That happened to be the
unfortunate
town.
affectation. They have been doing it longer, but there is a cult that started not too far in the past that have taken to doing the same thing. Some can confuse one for the other.
I hope they're not related.
Well, you can generally tell by the actions. The sages tend to be quiet, retiring older fellows who will be willing to impart their wisdom upon travellers and locals alike. And the cultists will most likely try and sacrifice you to their dark gods. It's a difficult thing to discern, I'll grant you, but most manage it.
Also, when we were heading here, we were chased by a demon we saw earlier. Do you know how to deal with demons?
Or
Oh, yeah.
undead, since there seems to be an army of undead right
Oh, and that too. Yeah.
A demon has been following you, you say? That is troubling.
It's more that it went
Yeah.
ahead of us after we saw it the first time.
Yes, they, been known to be able to appear and throw their images around, much as a ventriloquist may throw their voice. I would not let it trouble you unless it persists. Maybe a local affectation, perhaps perhaps something like an unusual array of butterflies. Maybe not as sinister as you believe.
No, I don't know. Should I like summon him and tell him to stop? Or...
No, I don't think you should summon a demon.
Yeah,
Again.
not us alone anyway. We definitely don't know how to do it.
But tell me, you have had many questions of me. What news do you have of the world at large? It's been several days since I've gone
There's
to the
an
village.
army coming from the south, burning down every village we've passed through, and a messenger came from the north, from the capital, and said the same has happened there.
That is troubling.
Yeah.
What news
And
of the
the
royal
town
family?
immediately south was where we encountered heard of several men who summoned a demon and then seemed to be immune to harm,
Yeah, who looked like satyrs.
which is why we were suspicious of you. Sorry.
Yeah, our apologies.
That is troubling. You may have to try and call a council and consult with the elders.
Well,
Well, anything else I can help you with before you're on your way?
if these cultists were to happen to get a hold of these hammers, and these hammers just so happened to be some sort of key, do you think that would be a very, very bad thing? Or just kind
I
of...
doubt it. These, they're pretty enough, but from what I can tell, they're just fancied up pieces of metal. The worst they could do is probably use them to sacrifice somebody.
Oh, well, you could
If a
do that with
demon were to
anything
get
else.
their hands on a princess skull and zombie unicorn horn, how much power would they receive from those?
That is, that's well, from what you hear, that would impart you the answers to some great questions. However, the demon itself would take very little from it, other than the they like the attention, the sacrifice, the adoration.
I must thank you for answering our questions, and I must thank you for your time and your warm home.
Yes, I give him a copper piece.
He looks at you rather quizzically.
Never mind.
Midnight, he's a charity worker. You don't need to give him
If we may
money.
be of your service, Sage, please do not hold back. Otherwise, have a good day.
Good day to you.
Alright.
Thank you for your help.
In this case, fellas, I think we could totally sell these hammers to that blacksmith and probably get a pretty good price out of them.
I don't know. I mean,
We could,
yesterday
but I don't
they
feel
were
comfortable
worth
doing
the
that.
entire cult trying to kill us. Now all of a sudden they're only worth a couple hundred gold. There's something going on here.
So I want to
I
roll a
don't
listen
know about
check.
that.
I'll roll a listen
On it.
check.
Sure.
Come on, not to get higher than a 5 once tonight.
Oh man, I'm not getting higher than a 5.
Cool. You can hear the door close behind you.
Well, I asked for higher than a 5, and I got this.
Do I hear
So do you want to
anything?
go back to the road? Or do you want to go back to the village?
So none of us heard nothing.
I think we should continue heading north.
I'd like to at least stop by the lake to bathe or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe just some fishing.
Alright, so you want to go to the lake.
Sure, let's do that.
Oh,
Deja vu.
Wait a minute, this isn't the lake. Is the lake to the
Gosh, I
north?
don't even-
Yep, it is on a thing I have not prepared yet.
Okay.
Because I had
not expected us to go to a
Too sure
lake.
which direction you were going to want to go in, so I hadn't
That's fair enough.
prepared all options.
There's 8 people watching this.
They'll do that. I just need to arrange some trees quickly. And the all-important wagon.
Oh, I misread that. I can only lift 1,500 pounds over my head. That sucks.
Yeah, wasn't quite sure which direction you'd want to go, so I hadn't got all the options.
Let's go east, just cause.
Or we could not. Because there is no road leading there. Is the cart under the road?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that's happened.
Magic.
Okay,
I did not
apparently I
know
had
that.
put the wrong part on the wrong layer.
I did not know my cart had the subterranean.
Yeah, those are pretty expensive, aren't they?
Why do you think I'm so protective of my cart? It's a good cart.
Too good of a cart.
It's got spinners.
I just swallowed a Reese's Pieces whole.
Wow.
Reese's
Now you just ate a Reese's Pieces. That's sad.
Dude, I don't care how it's pronounced. I just like the candy.
No, I'm just saying Reese's Pieces are crap candy. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are the way to go.
I like the pieces better.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. You have to
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
First thing I want to try to do is do some spear fishing.
okay.
What should I roll for that?
I'll keep watch on the cart.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what skill would be relevant. I guess survival?
Alright, survival. Oh.
manage to steer yourself.
Oof.
You cut a
Cosmos-
foot.
Could
Going
I
to
roll
try
a
knife
could I roll a
fishing.
spot to keep watch for anybody approaching from
You
the
can,
south?
yes.
So, how do I do?
After quite some time, you do manage to catch a fish.
Alright.
I can't see
Fortunately,
shit, Captain.
there's
I'm
Puffer
gonna
fish.
go over here and start preparing it.
Tesla is also attempting to fish by using her knife while dagger.
That's gonna be way hard.
Why are you fishing near where I'm bathing? That is A, weird, and B, stupid.
Tesla doesn't need reasons.
Tesla does what Tesla do. Trust me.
Sorry, what? Oh, you're bathing? Okay.
Yeah, so,
Mm-hmm.
any results?
Oh.
Tesla is also fishing.
Again, the lake has... the lake seemed quite quiet. You only see a few smaller fish. You managed to catch one of them, however.
Okay, nice.
No, that's a weird thing to think about. Salamanders have skeletons.
Well,
Of course they do.
yeah.
Where did that come from?
Oh, sure,
Oh,
I finally rolled good on that.
What happened?
Oh, just finished bathing and decided to go, river hand fishing or whatever that's called. Just rolls 22.
Oh, I think it's called being a Polynesian.
How would a never mind.
Alright. I'm gonna go with you do manage after a while to catch a fish. However, the fish are quite small and not particularly big.
Alright, just toss it back. That was just more or less doing it for fun. I really
Just grabbing it.
just need some time to relax and unwind after everything that has gone on the past week.
Okay.
Anyway, so can you eat these kind of fish raw safely?
I mean, probably, but you could cook them as well.
Oh, we could. couldn't
Tesla
we?
just chomps it down.
All right.
That's probably normal for kobolds.
How do I start a fire?
By doing so.
Oh, that's right. I have flint and steel. What am I thinking? All right, I'm gonna find some dry wood,
Alright.
and I'm gonna start a fire,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna cut open the fish and find the parts that are edible, and then I'm gonna hang them over the fire.
Alright.
And then I'm gonna eat the fish.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna put out the fire.
And you're going to put the fire out again afterwards. Okay.
All right. Did I do that then? Yeah. Oh, all right. Cool. And that should solve my food for the day. Well, the road doesn't go any farther north, does it?
No.
Huh.
Time to go off-road.
There is a
Yeah,
road that leads around the lake shore, but it's further inland.
Alright, well, I guess we'll take that. Keep venturing north.
I don't see any reason why we should. I mean, we've got nowhere to go at this point.
Well, we're not just going to stay here, are we? Should probably check out the capital.
I guess.
Personally, I would love to pocket some gold off of that blacksmith.
I mean, we can see what
You really want to sell
he
this
really
land?
wants, but I do not feel comfortable selling him items that are
Yeah, no,
Cult
those
full of
hammers probably
powerful
hold some
people are after.
significance if a cult's willing to hunt us down for them. We should really hang on to them.
You really think Colt is even going to look in the next city? Besides,
Yes,
they're
I
not
think they are.
important.
that'd be the first place they'd look, you'd think.
Yeah, the first place he's
They're
going to
just
sell them back to the
hammers.
cult. Honestly, we'd probably be better off destroying them if not just keeping them.
Say they're just
We wouldn't be
hammers.
better
Why not
off.
our money too?
Let me tell you something, right? So, if the sage of the town above the town we all met in said that those guys were his friends, then that means that at the end of the day, they probably didn't have anything horrible planned with those hammers, given that they weren't summoning that demon to do anything malicious. However, and I'm not going to name names, somebody went and interrupted their ritual, so they got a little bit pissy at us instead of cooperative with us. And that's fair enough. The thing is, right, we could either risk getting stabbed again, have these hammers weigh us down and attract things to chase us, or we could split our losses and take a shit ton of gold for the things.
I agree.
Or
I
we could
disagree.
lead him
I
into
think
the
these
lake.
hammers obviously hold some sort of importance if they're willing to stab us over them.
Come on, Sage, tell us they're not important.
Oh,
Just
mother.
sell them.
Yeah, one sage out of three
Backing
tells us.
up.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
So, Cress, what do you think?
Skog, are you doing that to hurry us along?
No.
So, Cress, I guess you're the final vote here. Do we sell the hammers or keep them?
I already said I do not feel comfortable selling the hammers to the guy, especially considering
Alright,
the
so
cult seems to
we're
be
at
after
an
them.
impasse.
Yes.
And did I see said demon?
Don't know.
Demons don't like water, right?
I mean, depends on the demon.
Good point.
Let's just turn around for now, okay? Because
No, I think I should continue heading north.
into the lake.
No, around the lake, more north.
What was that? Head into the lake? Alright.
Crass, quick, stop being a smartass.
Yeah, for being an ass.
Stop.
Why are you doing this?
Also, what are these?
Not good.
Where you briefly saw the demon, there is a pair of glowing hoof prints.
Okay,
Well, this could be worth investigating.
About face and sprint.
The ground appears to have been on fire recently.
Let's see, what would this be?
Midnight, if you don't... Alexander, if you don't get on the cart, we're probably just gonna turn around and leave without you, dude. Come on.
Yeah,
Oh, I know,
goodbye.
a search check. Can I tell anything else about these?
Yeah.
They're
What's going on?
large, sort of equine-looking hooves.
Alright, well. Guess we can't do any investigation. Everybody's gotta leave, so.
Where do you want to go?
North.
I disagree.
Or do you want to go to Asla?
I want to go back to town. But hey, if we can't sell weapons, no reason. But
No, we're not gonna sell the weapons because they're too important.
that's your opinion.
Not according to the sage we just talked to.
Look, which sage are we willing to trust? The ones dressed in black robes, the one dressed as a knight?
Oh, I don't know.
The one dressed as a
maybe,
knight, probably.
Yeah,
Oh.
maybe the ones who didn't summon demons.
Honestly, I can't
And
really
try
trust
to
any of
kill
them. I
us.
said we hang on to them until we figure out what they're for and maybe destroy them if we have to. We can't trust anybody else with them.
Skog, are you getting the map for going around the lake to the north?
Going north. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what we had said.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was just checking.
Did my phone just shut off?
We're at such an impasse that we can't really go anywhere else.
The road leaves a bit around the western shore. Where it does lead around north after a time.
Deja vu, I've been in this place before.
Oof.
Alright.
Crass, let's move.
Oh no, there's two of them again.
Oh no!
Two of who? Oh shit.
Oh, there was
Alexander!
two Alexes.
He's spreading.
Why is your cart this way?
So I guess we just continue on.
Yeah. Try and find that
All right.
capital.
The roads are very
I'm gonna
quiet.
get pulled over for speeding.
Every time the road turns back towards the north.
just keep on trucking unless something stops us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Somehow I feel
I'd
we've
like to roll
wandered
a
off the
spot.
critical path.
Spot. All right.
Roll a spot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
And back to the low rolls.
We're going in circles.
Okay. Crash. You see the bird again up ahead.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen the bird, so it means nothing to
All right. Well, you see a bird up ahead.
seems a bit late in the year for that.
I'm gonna hold out my finger and see if it'll land on it. But I'm not gonna make any effort to
Seems
yell at it this time around because that didn't work last time.
somewhat disinterested.
If
I'm
only
gonna
we had range attacks.
I'm gonna hold up one of the hammers and see if the bird does anything.
Which of them?
Shit. I'll hold up the one in the sarcophagus.
All right.
Wait, we brought the sarcophagus along?
No, the one that was in the sarcophagus. What's that?
I believe that appears whenever you show the bird that.
Uh-oh.
What did you do?
I'm gonna put
What
the
have you done?
I'm going to put the hammer
Let's hunt him
down.
down now. Come
I'm
on.
going to
Go,
put the
full
hammer
speed ahead.
down.
No, full speed ahead. Come on, full speed. Go, go, go.
Oh, it's
Charging
perched on
Wait,
his
is the bird
shoulder.
on the demon?
It's
Charge
perched
him
on
with
his
the cart.
shoulder.
We got this.
You know what? At this point, I'm tired. Charge the bird.
No, do not.
Oh, we need to charge him. We got this.
So,
Glaive ready, charge bird.
You're attacking the bird.
And I'm standing up with my spear out as well.
Crass, you can see the demon, can't you?
Is going to
Yes.
try to tumble
Okay,
out
then
of
why
the
are you
wagon.
attacking the bird?
Yeah, dude, come on.
Because the demon appeared when you showed bird
I'm
hammer.
taking that seriously.
I'm pretty sure
Um,
it's the demon that controls the bird, not the other way around.
Can
Well,
Tesla
we're gonna find out in a second, apparently.
Tesla will try to tumble off the wagon.
All right.
Ooh, 5.
No one was expecting this. Except the dwarf.
Okay. So as Crass picks up speed and attempts to charge at the bird, Noah, you have a reaction time.
Okay, right. So, can we assume that while we were back here, I tried to, like, kind of jump and catch myself on this branch?
Yep. That'll be a acrobatics.
That isn't a thing that exists.
No,
I don't think
it
so.
was. Athletics.
I also don't think that that's a thing that
We have
exists.
probably
No.
climb or
I could do climb or tumble
jump.
or jump.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
tumble, maybe jump, yeah.
Yeah, tumble, jump, climb to a point, I guess. Yeah.
I guess I'll do tumble. That seems to make the most sense to me.
All right.
That could go either way.
You managed to mostly carefully fall out of the cart. Probably about here, I should imagine.
Well, like
I'd
on
imagine
the-
aided by the fact that when Crass took the cart out of the ruts in the road, it probably threw you in the process.
Okay. Now that I'm here, can I try and take a shot?
Yeah.
I am aiming for the bird out of spite more than anything else.
All right.
Give me just a second. Okay. Weapons. Any additional attack bonus?
Nope.
And no additional damage?
Nope.
Ouchie.
You have missed.
Hey, Skog, what's your religious opinion on couch lance damage?
It would probably help if you were not standing behind someone else in the process.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh no.
So
I really don't like how you made this demon smile like that, Skog.
It makes it a lot more unsettling.
It really
Yeah, that's
does.
This makes it even more unsettling.
So, the
actually, wait, that's right. I got it.
the demonic presence seems to raise its arms, but that is all it appears to have done.
All right, so I can still reach that with my charge, which I've already rolled beforehand. So let's put me. Here we go.
Okay.
I'd already declared my action, so I'm following it through. 24 to hit the bird. Bird with the glaive.
Okay.
Why are you going for the bird? Did you say you already rolled it?
Yeah, he did it before the initiative.
Oh, okay.
All right. You have sort of disintegrated the bird.
Did it die in meat or die in sparks? Out of curiosity.
And it's sort of just in like a puff of feathers.
Congratulations.
You just killed a bird.
You've
Yes,
All
and
right.
you guys might want to put yourselves back in the cart since you're still there.
we've
Uh,
saved the city.
Tazlu, it's no.
All right, so
Just
can
to
I
try-
walk on the cart?
Yeah.
Might want to roll a balance check considering it's a fast-moving.
Yeah, you'll need to roll something to check you don't fall off.
All right, balance.
Yep, I would suppose so.
Ooh.
On the bright side, we have moved past the demon and have a clear road. Shame
So
about the dwarf.
How'd that go?
And the kobold.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Tazlu was not staying on that cart.
Unfortunately, you haven't had your turn yet.
Yeah.
She did it before the turn order was even a thing, because it was just kind of while you were driving along.
Moment she spotted it. Out of the goddamn thing.
Right. So what's the plan then, Midnight?
I want to try to jump on Crass's back.
Why?
Okay.
Well,
That
if
would
Crass
be-
consents, Crass, would you consent to that?
Consent to what? I'm sorry, I was breaking up.
Me riding
Midnight
you
wants
around
to
like a
jump on
donkey.
your back.
Yeah, can
I
use
am
you as a mouse?
almost in a rage. You might not be smart, but you don't think that would be a good idea at the moment.
All right. In that case, can I move over here, 5 feet down?
Yeah.
All right, and then try to stab at the demon.
All right.
And you just lost your AC bonus.
Well, I can't hit him from there.
You can hit. You have a reach weapon. You take a thrust, but it seems to have deflected it somehow.
Oh no, this thing has a pretty high armor class.
That's
That
not.
art's got
Well,
form of
yeah.
protection.
She tried to tumble out of the wagon when it was like up there.
Yep.
I did a tumble check of 6.
I
Before
mean, you're
did-
probably on your feet by now.
Okay. Perfect. But she wouldn't end up anywhere else, or
No, you just basically have fallen off the back of the cart
okay.
on a 6. It's more of a fall than a tumble.
But she'd end up closer to where I'm pointing then.
Yep.
Or... Okay.
Probably about the same place that Nollis fell out.
Shit. Just gonna estimate. Because she can move now, right? After the tumble.
Yep, it is your turn, so...
Nice. Just double checking. She's not like
Incapacitated? No. That was taken before combat began, technically.
In that case, she's going to try to move silently to the tree. Let's just see if let's roll.
Okay.
Well, oh well. I'm at
You're
your
not
mercy.
very quiet as you basically go, shit, 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 shit. Nollis.
Alright, so... Right. I'm gonna try and use my dwarf intelligence here. And after I see Crass go attack a bird instead of the demon, and then I see Alexander get a pretty good hit on him, but then it doesn't actually do anything, and I see Tazla try and jump into a tree or something, I'm gonna ask the demon if it speaks.
What is your request?
What do you want from us?
I've been following you.
I'm aware.
Seems you had need of me.
I don't know about that.
I mean, what do you mean?
You will have to wait until the next round.
That's, okay.
Wait, we're already in it? I guess it's been 2 hours, but...
No, round, not...
Oh, round. Sorry. Fine.
Well, the
Connection's
assumption
been
is
real-
that there are other people on the turn order who may wish to take actions.
Fortunately, I did state that I was basically in a rage at this point, so
That's fine.
flipping this straight around. Leave us alone! Fuck! Engaging rage. And trying to glaive demon with
Alright.
rage going. 29 hit.
Your glaive sails clean through it.
Why does this keep happening?
Try the hammer on him.
You mean the hammers that I have on me that I can't wield?
Exactly.
Alexander.
Also, if he's still in the cart, he might want to considering it just fun.
Yeah, you can roll me a tumble check, Midnight.
Midnight, are you there, buddy?
Midnight.
All right. So am I still on the cart?
Tumble check.
Oh, tumble check. Okay.
He did a handbrake turn with a ox cart. I'm not quite sure
So
how.
there's no way I could have stayed in the cart then.
You can roll a tumble check.
Okay. Tumble.
You can just about stay in the cart if you want to. Or you can attempt to jump clear before it hits the tree.
I'm gonna stay in the cart.
Alright. You are knocked off your feet.
All right. That concludes my turn. Wait, can I get up this turn?
Nope.
Okay.
In attempting to stay upright and in the cart, you stayed in the cart, just not upright. Haslu.
Okay. Well, she's going to try to hide. Basically.
Alright. Cool. You consider yourself well hidden.
Nice.
Nula.
Okay. Time to be more straightforward. Do you have any intention of hurting us?
Even if I did, I could not. Not unless you wish to release me.
Release you from what?
It gestures with its hooves at the circle.
Okay. Do do you have some sort of interest in the hammers?
Ah, but of course.
Why?
Someone has a thirst for knowledge, shall we say.
What is so special about the hammers?
I could not say. I barely know of them. I just know that there is an interest in them. You would have to bring them nearer so I could examine them at a distance. I know that you are too clever just to hand them to me.
Oh, that's what you think.
You'd be surprised how stupid we can be.
I'm gonna just hold one of them, like, with both hands so he can maybe see the runes from a distance.
You will have to bring it nearer than that. Crass.
Yeah, no thank you.
Alright. Is it no longer in range since it suddenly became small?
I think that was more just so it fit in the circle.
So I can still hit it from here is what you're saying? Alright.
If you want to try, yeah.
Alright. Like I said, I'm in rage at this point. I just wanted to have a normal... Why am I having to deal with all this crap?
Watch your language, dude. Jeez.
He's gonna break the circle.
Turns to face you as you say this, and as your glaive strikes down through its head, it just sort of looks at you with a slightly bemused face, and the head of your glaive turns to steam briefly. You are left with a rather hot, slightly pointed stick.
Oof. Man, if only we had the money to do that.
Alexander.
Alright, I'm going to get up. And I'm going to get off the cart. And I'm going to, let's see, what do I have on me? I'm trying to think. So, the way to get rid of a demon is to draw a circle around it, right?
The circle has already been drawn around it.
No, but like another, like an anti-circle, you know, like an oval or something.
That's
Oh, like I can do
What?
knowledge religion. Let's see if I know how to unsummon him.
an oval.
Your religious knowledge did not cover demonic entities.
An
You
oval.
try
The
shouting
anti.
the God thought, but it does
I
not
have no
work.
idea what I'm doing.
The anti-circle. An oval. What the fuck are you talking about?
It is the biangle.
Oh.
You surrounded a circle and a square, but nothing happens.
Anything else you want to try and do?
I suppose that's a no.
Understandable. That's
Well, that's the question. The fuck am I gonna do? Hmm.
Spike, 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 spikes.
Tesla's gonna move over there, and then she's going to look at the demon, and she's going to say,
Are you Fart the Dragon?
no. Nullus.
Okay, so listen, buddy. We don't really have need of you, and you're kind of pissing me off. Could you just kind of like leave?
As you so desire.
What?
Oh, all right.
Wow, we should try that next time we face some bandits.
What the fuck?
The fuck just happened?
Well, that was I'm gonna take good care not to walk where the circle was anyway.
yeah, I see that.
Wait, alright, so I'm gonna pick up a stick. I'm gonna walk over to where the circle was.
Oh Jesus.
Oh no.
Okay. And
Did you just draw a fucking square? Crest, just leave him behind.
I'm gonna hope that wards off any future spawns of you.
Did you just draw a fucking square in the dirt?
Quickly!
Just draw a fucking square.
Oh, dude, I hope like freaking Steve from Minecraft doesn't come out of it.
You've summoned the power of Minecraft.
Summoned autism.
Wait, is the cart lodged in the fucking tree?
a little bit.
Fuck!
Do we need to roll to unlodge it? Or can we just kind of get on our way?
I mean, you could probably like pull it out slowly.
Okay, let's do that.
Here we
I
go.
think the 25 strength check will do that.
Yeah, you can slowly pull the cart out of like the tree and the tree stump. It doesn't appear to have taken too serious damage.
Midnight, get in.
Oh, I thought I was. Alright.
Wait. Taslu's going to try to fetch the corpse of the bird.
There's not really much. There's just like some bits.
She'll try to get a feather.
You can get some feathers.
Nice. Should I roll for that, or did you just get it?
Yeah, you can just get them. They're kind of scattered around the place.
Okay. How many?
Six.
I got feathers.
Alright, let's go then.
Okay.
Crass, stop
Move
crying. You
out.
won't be able to see the road. You can cry when we get to our destination.
Come on with it.
Move south.
If any of you see a red bird ever again at any point, let everyone know.
We shoot.
And definitely don't raise a magical item at the bird. Unless you want to summon a demon. Also, I'm slightly more against getting rid of these hammers now, I must admit.
No, we should sell them.
Now you change your mind. Okay. Crass, forward. Let's go.
I've said several times I'm moving out.
But you're not moving your actual...
And as I think we will leave it there for this week, as the time difference has not been too helpful, as people hadn't realised. So we're finishing at about the normal time for most people, but it's a different time. So yeah, I hope everyone has enjoyed watching, and I guess we will join you next week when I have got more things prepared.
Remember, kids, don't trust your local sage.
Don't trust Midnight or any other furry.
Do